everybody. My name's Craig.
I'm Brian.
I'm Burke.
And I'm Mike.
And this is Geek Dunked On, the podcast.
I want to break free. No, really? No one joined in with the chorus. Seriously. I can see you.
I don't know what song this is. I have no idea what song this is.
You guys
I have
don't
no
know
idea.
I want
That's
to
serious.
break free. And I'm getting, this is where I give you the motion to
Free fall.
No, this podcast is a free fall for sure. I'll give you that. But
No, seriously, what song is that? I honestly have no idea.
I don't know. I know the lyrics of the song.
Wow.
I don't know the name of the song. That's just one of those things.
I'm sure if I Googled I want to break free, only one song could possibly ever pop up for that. I want to break free lyrics.
I want to break free. I want to break free.
Welcome to
I
Google
want to
that
break
by
free
podcast.
from your lies.
Like the Queen song?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, is that how it's sung?
Oh,
I have no
it's
clue.
sung probably better by Queen
God
than me.
knows. God knows I want to break free.
We
I've
just
fallen
started a
in love.
podcast. I'm already getting a phone call from, I don't know anybody in Connecticut. I'm so sick of these phone calls. Sorry to interrupt. but
shit.
oh my gosh.
I love those phone calls. What are you talking about?
Well, I've gotten used to not, because I answer them. I like to answer my phone whenever it rings. But that's probably why they call me all the time. But I like to mess with people now when they call. I was getting one over and over again. Finally, I answered it. I spoke to him instead of hanging up on him when I realized it was one of those telemarketing / scam calls. They called and said, "Hello, is Mr. Schultz available?" I said, "Yep, this is me." They said, "Hi, hi, Michael. This is," and I said, "No. My name is Paul." They're like, "Oh." I said, "Oh." I said, "Who are you looking for?" They said, "Michael." I said, "Hang on one second." I muffled my phone like I was going to call for somebody, and it made a couple noises in the background. I picked up the phone and said, "Hello." I said, "Hi, Michael." No, this is Mark. Dang it, Paul, you're looking for Mike. Hang on. I ruffled the phone a little bit, picked it back up and said, "Hello, this is Nick." And they're like, "This is Michael?" "No, this is Nick." "Who are you looking for?" They said, "No, we're looking for Michael." I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. We're all brothers. We all live in the same house. Hang on one second." I ruffled the phone and I was like, "Mike!" like yelling. I picked up the phone. They said, "Hello, is this Michael?" And I said, "Roger." And they said, "Oh, hi, Michael. This is Roger." This is. I'm shorting this story. This call went on for at least 10 or 15 minutes.
Because they stuck around?
Oh yeah. Well, after I did the Roger one, I said, "Who are you looking for?" They said, "We're looking for Michael Schultz." I said, "Oh, he moved out 7 years ago." That's when they hung up on me.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
It's so annoying, though. I hate those calls. I get them all the time.
Oh, those are extremely annoying. I had one just last week where somebody called, and immediately as I answer, I hear someone in the background say, "Russell?" Like they're asking, like, "Russell?" And but it wasn't the person, because all of a sudden somebody else on the phone that I could hear clearly, like they were supposed to be on the phone, goes, "Oh yeah, is Russell there?" No. So now in my head I'm going, great, this is their scam to get someone to talk. And I've heard lately there's the ones where they make you say yes and say your name.
Yeah.
And then they record it and they somehow try and patch it into something else to say that you're giving a authority to something. And so it's like, no. And they're like, "Oh, well, hi, my name is blah, blah, blah from the whatever." And it was some really super complicated name for like a breast cancer awareness. It wasn't just like, "Oh, it's, the National Breast Cancer Awareness Foundation." It was like Stephen Jim's down on 4th Street, breast cancer awareness, something. And it was really long and complicated. I'm going, I don't know if I trust this. She goes, "Would you like to make a donation?" I was like, no.
No.
And she goes, "Ugh," and then I see her hang up, and that was it.
Well, do you think that she was legit? Like in the 1 in a million chance that person was like a legit, like we're trying to do cancer research and we're literally $1 away from finding a cure for breast cancer, and then like Craig's just like, "Later, loser."
No.
Never.
Or like the Spider-Man thing with Jack Black, puts the mask up. Nope. But no, it sounded super fishy. I heard somebody else in the background as they started the call say, "Russell?" like they were trying to get somebody else, and like that's either they're cold open to try and get you to talk or whatever it was. And I was like, I'm not going for any of this. If you don't have a reason for me to think you're legit, I'm sorry if it is something where it's the last dollar before we cure cancer. I don't know. I don't trust you. I'm not letting you steal my entire life. It's not happening.
Well, it's funny because even the legit ones I find annoying. Like, for example, I get a call from my old university like every single year, like maybe around twice a year. They call me up and they go, "Oh, hey, we wanted to call and see how you're doing." And for the first 2 years after college, I would be my response would be like, "Not well. I don't have a job, and I'm out a bunch of money thanks to you guys." and they were like,
Nice.
and they were like, "Oh," and they just didn't know how to take it, right? And so I was like, oh, okay. So, but as time went on, they'd call me and I just kept telling them the same thing, which is like no to everything they wanted. But what they were fishing for is for me to make a donation. But they always lead in, and they're like their hook, so to speak, is they call me up and they say, "Hey, so I'm not sure when the last time you were on campus and checked out our stuff was." And I go, "Well, probably when I graduated in 2009, and that was the last time I set foot on campus because I graduated in 2009. Like I'm not going back to my college. Why would I do that?" But yeah, they frustrate the hell out of me because they're constantly asking for more money. I don't know what for.
I have somehow avoided all of the calls from Lipscomb. Of course, it's a private, funded school. Nothing like.
Not all of us can say that because I get hounded by Lipscomb ever since I left there. Every single year, all the way up until I think the last 2 years. They didn't. I mean, in the last one, they're like, "Oh, we're wanting to make sure that we're setting up because it is a religious school. They're like, we're wanting to make sure we set up people for God and stuff like that." So, like, what church do you go to? I was like, "I don't attend church. I don't believe anymore." And they have not called since.
That was your move?
That was my move. I was like, "Stop calling me. I don't care. I'll say whatever I need to say to get you to stop calling me because I'm not giving you money. I didn't graduate from your university."
Yeah,
Oh
as
my
you hang
God.
up, you're like, "Hail
Thank
Satan."
you. Hail Satan. Hail Satan. Dude, if they ever get my number somehow, I'm totally pulling that one.
You tell them that, dude. That guy, he either got so scared he took me off the list, or they're like, we don't want to deal with those kind anymore, or something along those lines. I don't
like
know,
that.
but they were done.
I left
that.
the church because of going to Lipscomb.
Our basketball team did so bad that year that they made me lose faith in all organized religion.
All right, so let's go into that a little bit more. What are some other things that really annoy us? Not things that are like, okay, this is annoy. These aren't things that we hate or we think are like, we not anything serious. We're not going to do anything like political, like, oh, that annoys us, but like small things like that, like annoying phone calls. What are some other things like that we have?
I mean, how long is this podcast again?
3 hours.
You got that many?
Well, I mean, okay, I'll start with something really small and we can kind of build up. One of the first things that annoyed me, especially when I was in school, like we were talking about college, just made me think of it, was I used to have classes with the same people over and over again just because of my major, right? And so you kind of get to know all the people. But I had this one person in all the classes who like would extend the class by a good 20 to 30 minutes by going into the baited questions. Like the professor would be like, purposely trying to bait the class, but like would be up there, be like, what? We're all fans of Hitler, right? And then like we're all like, okay, you're trying to get us to react, so we have a discussion about this, but we could all go home if no one says anything. And she goes, Hitler was bad, and I'm like, oh fuck, here we go. And then she tries to start debating the guy. I was like, well, of course Hitler's bad. Like we get that, but
Wow.
yeah, like it just basically the people in class, like so you're just talking about school. It's the first thing I could think of.
Yeah, no, there's always those people that will go in, or they're the ones that they ask the question right before. You're looking up at the clock, and it's 3 minutes before that. You know that they're gonna be like, okay, well that's the time. And of course, it's a university, so it's not like you've got a bell that releases. Or at least no university I went to had a bell or anything. It was just kind of like, okay, we're done. But you're looking and you're like, okay, it feels like they're wrapping up. And it feels like they're wrapping up. He's like, okay, well, is there any questions for today? And you see that one person has the question that's going to take 45 minutes, and they're like, "Hold on, sir, I've got something for you." Like, no.
I like how both of our impressions sounded similar to the gingerbread man from Shrek. You know, no, my gumdrops. Nice break. We all both went to the same place.
Oh, that's good.
I want to say one of the things that I found particularly annoying especially the last 2 years here, because I moved from Michigan to Tennessee. And Burke, I think you and I were slightly talking about this the other day. Driving. When you're driving and the other people on the road. Now, I know that's cliched because, pretty much everybody hates all other drivers. They're going faster than you. They're crazy. If they're slower, they're idiotic, stuff like that. I'm not even talking about that. That stuff doesn't really bother me. I'm talking about the some of the things that in Michigan you're kind of taught initially. You're talking about the things that are you're taught like when you're merging onto a highway or someone's merging onto a highway next to you, and like their lane's going to end. They don't have any room, and you look around you and you have 94 car lengths in front of you, all 3 lanes to your left, and 94 car lengths behind you. That entire span is wide open. At least in Michigan, we were taught, like, hey, get over and let them in. Like, just you can help them get in so they don't have to either speed way up to try and jump in front of you or slow down to get behind you to merge over. If you've got the space, you can literally move over one lane, let them get in, and then just as traffic switches, it's good. They do not do that here in Tennessee, and it's
they're
like
awful.
the most this city was not planned out very well, so all of the entrance ramps are like, it's not like, you get to drive. You got like 15 feet to decide if you're getting over right now or not. They are extremely short, and you have to jump in and get on immediately onto the highway, and it's a shit show, dude. You're trying to pull it, and the person just sitting there, they're like, no, I'm good. I don't have to really pay attention to anything. You're like, please move.
Like,
move
you're a
over.
selfish asshole.
I want
You selfish asshole.
That ends up bothering me a lot. I think Burke and I were talking about a little bit of like the driving aspect of things about a week or two ago.
And of course, this is my 3rd state I've lived in, because I lived in Tennessee as well, and by far Tennessee was the worst. Like, Houston drivers, I think we got a bunch of Yankees from New York who didn't know how to drive and had never driven before, and come down to Houston. They're like, oh yeah, it's warm down here. This is awesome. And fuck, I don't know how to drive, because I'm just going to road rage all over the fucking place and shit. I'm going to get on the freeway and pull over to the far left lane. Fuck all you assholes who are in my way. I just got on the freeway. It's my right of way. That's that one right there. And probably tell by my voice annoys me. Like, yeah, it's just, that's the worst. But everyone here in Colorado, of course, is like, all these freaking Californians and Texans coming up don't know how to drive in the snow and shit. And I'm like, yeah, but y'all actually, a lot of people do know how to drive up here. It is a lot better than other places I've seen. Man.
Yeah, no, it all depends on where you go in the country as far as who's, I'm going to call, decent drivers and who's not. Because same sort of thing with California. Now you brought that up. I told that story about I was in a car with somebody during a project where they were driving and they had no idea what they were doing. So in other words, I basically spent the entire time fearing for my life, and they're like, boy, people don't know how to drive here. And I'm like, it's you're the monster. What about you, Mike? What's something that gets to you?
You know what really grinds my gears?
What grinds your gears?
It's just bad business. It's when there's a company, I don't care whether it's a big chain, national chain, whatever it is, it's just bad business. Just really pisses me off. Because a couple of recent examples, my wife and I bought a new table and chairs for our house from furniture company B. I won't say who it is.
I love B furniture.
We ordered it. Let's just make up a date. We ordered it on January 1st. It's not true, but January 1st, right? They said it'll be ready in 4 days. It's not here right now. It'll be here in 4 days. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
4 days later, comes and goes. 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, 8 days. Finally, I call. It's double the time, right? They said, "Oh
Wow.
no, this had to be shipped, and it then went through customs and blah blah blah." It was about a week and a half or 2 weeks late, right? I called them. They said, "Well, the table and the 2 benches are here, but the other 4 chairs are, those are on back order." Like, you told us it was going to be no problem whatsoever, and this is after they screwed us over on the price, right? So
Mhm.
it's just anything like that where it's bad business. I mean, even these, we're trying to get our yard landscaped, right, for the summer. And you'd think that people would want to do a landscaping job and get money, right? We've called, I think, I won't say 6. I think it's been 4 different companies that they've come out. We've had 2 of the 4 so far come out and actually look at the property. None of them have actually given us a quote back yet.
That's
it's like
ridiculous.
It's like
Wow.
you
Wow.
think that you would want to make money. Like we're trying to do grading and French drain and all this other stuff, and we're gonna do sprinklers, and we're not like saying, hey, we'll give you $1 for it. We're not even talking money. They just come out and look at it, but there's no initiative to, I guess in that, it's just the weirdest thing. I've never seen someone turn down money like that. It's like, It's like, here's an easy job. It's going to take you like maybe 4 days of your time to get this thing prepped and seated. And they won't even give us a quote.
That's crazy. Like in Houston, it's pretty much a year-round business, right? And Michigan, I'm sure you're at that point where you're like, okay, I can start making money again. Seriously.
Yeah, it's a busy season.
Most of the landscapers, what they do,
The tundra thaws out.
What they do is they snowplow in the wintertime. Most places you'll see them. They got salt trucks and snowplows. But anyways, it's just bad business in general. Just really, Best Buy was some of the worst customer service.
Oh,
and I will give it to them.
Do you know
I will
why?
give it to them. They have turned it around.
Really?
Because I was on like a boycott for like 4 years. And I finally went back there
rallied.
and I brought something back to customer service and they took care of it right away. No questions asked. It was wonderful. So I'm back on the bandwagon, but that was a freaking nightmare.
Well, yeah, because I actually had some buddies, being in IT who worked there at one point, and they're like, yeah, they don't want you to fix stuff. They want you to sell something else or sell a warranty or something stupid like that.
Oh, I believe that.
That makes complete sense because there was a time in my life where, I was a little bit of an asshole. Not to say that I'm not now, but I was still a little bit of an asshole at this time.
Now you're just a big asshole.
A very big asshole.
Oh.
You can edit that out and use that in some bad spots. Brian's got access to the source material. It'll be a drop. Big gaping asshole. But
that goes in over iTunes reviews.
Hey, this iTunes review has an audio clip.
Here's a small taste of what you're missing out on if you're not listening to this podcast. Hi, I'm a big gaping asshole.
It's like, hi, I'm a big gaping asshole. So I had this laptop and the motherboard was bad on it. It was a laptop I bought from them the year previous. Maybe 2 years previous. So it really shouldn't have gone bad yet. Like there was no reason for the laptop that was 2 years old to go bad. And I got the warranty on it from them, like I don't know if it was a Geek Squad warranty or not, if it was before then, I can't remember. But I got the warranty from them and I take it back in there the initial time to figure out like, oh yeah, the motherboard's bad, but we can't do anything. You have to pay for a complete replacement of the motherboard and all this stuff. Or what would probably actually be cheaper is just go and buy a new laptop. Like that'll be better. And I was like, are you serious? What's this warranty cover? They're like, oh, well, it doesn't cover a motherboard going bad. I'm like, then why did I buy this warranty? What was the point of buying this warranty if a part on the inside broke? It ended up later. I found out like 4 years later, it ended up being a class action suit because so many of the motherboards went bad. But it was way past the point if I had any chance to enjoy.
Wow.
Like they sent me like 13 cents through PayPal or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
So
it was really stupid.
I don't know about you, Craig, but how many times have you gone, to be honest, how many times have you gone on to Yelp or something else to write a review when you were happy about the product?
Hardly ever.
Okay, how many times have you done it when you're really not happy?
That would have been the time that I would do it, but I hardly ever do Yelp reviews in general. So,
well, it's you would be willing to tell your friends to not go to company A because like, if it's just you and I saying, hey, I'm going to go buy this controller. I can go to Best Buy or I can go to GameStop, and you say you've had a really bad experience at Best Buy, a really good one. Which one are you going to tell me which one to go to, right?
Even if I haven't had a good experience with GameStop, I'm going to tell you go to GameStop because Best Buy was so bad.
That's what baffles me, that the whole customer is always right thing, but they just don't figure this out. Like, people are going to talk about it when they have a bad experience. If they have a good experience, if it's a really good one, yes, they're going to talk about it. If it was a decent experience where they came in, got what they needed, no problems, not going to really talk about it, but if they have a bad one, they're going to tell every single person they
Yeah.
meet. Right?
The only way the good experience is coming up is if it's comes up in conversation, like you said, where it's an asking, like, what do you think of this? And then you say it. The bad one, you'll shout to everybody. So after having that bad experience, I used to keep that laptop in the back of my car. And when I had time to kill in between classes in college, I would drive over to that Best Buy and I go, hey, can you guys take a look at this laptop for me? Something's wrong with it. And they'd go back and they'd look at it, take them about, because like, I guess motherboards must have been one of the last things they tried to test in that. They try and go through and do everything to it, couldn't get it to work, and come back out like 30 minutes, an hour later. Like, we couldn't get anything going. We think it's the motherboard. And I was like, oh, okay, thanks. They're like, do you want to like return it in, do blah, blah, blah. Basically the same thing. Like, do you want to pay a lot of money to fix and or buy a new one? Like, no, I'll handle it and I'll try and figure something out on my own. I take it, put it in the back of my car. And then I go off, do my own thing. A couple weeks later, I'm in a really bad mood. I'm like, you know what? I need to take it out on somebody. Time to head back to Best Buy. I drive back to Best Buy. I'm like, something's wrong with my laptop, guys. And I'd go through and I would just waste somebody's day for like an hour where they'd have to sit there and when I knew exactly what's going to happen. And the last time I did it, I got it back and they go, well, we're not sure. I was like, it was the motherboard. Can I have it? I gotta go. And then that was the last time I ended up doing it. But yeah, I used to sit there and try and purposely waste people at Best Buy's time because I hated their customer service for the longest time.
Oh yeah.
So going off that, then they kept trying to sell you another motherboard, aka you just told them you didn't want a step motherboard. Is that how that works?
No, I did not.
Okay, that's part one. Part two. Going off of what you're saying though about bad customer service, I had something similar with my Xbox controller recently, where my shoulder button broke, and then my shoulder button broke. And a few other people's shoulder button has broke. Anybody in this podcast have a shoulder button break?
Nope.
Yeah, and I really want to tell my story after you tell yours.
Okay. So then I also had another buddy. His name's Tony. It's his shoulder button broke as well. So basically, there's been 3 instances of all the people that I know that have Xbox, like where their shoulder buttons have been breaking left and right. And so I go online, and it turns out that, you know what, it is in fact a common issue, and it's just a defect as far as their build. So I'm thinking to myself, well, surely if it's a big problem, it's kind of like the 3 red rings of death, that they had a few years back, where they're going to, oh, we're very sorry. Let me replace that. Just send it back to us or whatever. Nope. They just give you the old middle finger saying that, tough luck. Hope you know how to take apart a controller. And you know what? Fun fact for you, I don't, but I had to learn, and I tried, and I failed, and shit happened, and I had to buy a new controller. So now if somebody were to ask me, yeah, right. Let's say, so the point is that now if anyone asks me a question of like, oh, hey, I'm interested in getting an Xbox or a PlayStation, I'm probably going to suggest the PlayStation.
See, I wouldn't end up going
No. For customer service, Birkin.
Have you tried PlayStation's customer service?
No, but it's got to be better than Xbox's.
So my controller was the first. My controller was the first one to break.
Craig said first.
Is your brother Xbox?
So it was October last year, Burke, maybe a little before, a little after when mine broke or something like that, maybe November-ish. I don't remember. Yeah. It was some time ago, quite a few times, months ago, that my LB button on my controller broke. So it's the left shoulder button. And it completely just all of a sudden I'm pushing on it. It doesn't work anymore. And so my story of calling customer service, and this is how I found out a lot of the information that I ended up passing along to Brian. I was on the call with them and they go, okay, well, we can just replace it. That'll be fine. So at what point did you buy it in the last 3 months? I was like, I didn't. I bought it like 6 months ago, about half a year ago though. Oh, yeah, about that. We're not going to be able to do that. It's a 90-day warranty on this. I was like, are you serious? 90-day warranty? He's like, yeah. And the whole time talking to this guy, he sounded like he was brand new to the game of customer service. Sounded like it was his first week on the job. And I was like, well, that's just absolutely ridiculous. I can't. I've paid a lot for this controller. This should be something I get repaired for free. Like I send it to you, you repair it, or you send me a new one. No, it's not going to happen that way. And he's like, well, I'm looking up YouTube tutorials right now, and it looks pretty easy to fix this or replace the buttons.
It's not.
It's like, I was like,
wow.
wait. You're just telling me I should just rip this thing open and do it? And he says, well, you're out of warranty, so it's not going to matter.
That was customer service telling you to do
This is
that?
customer service. And he sat there for a long time and he goes, yeah. I mean, like I would sit there for, I'm not joking, 5-10 minutes. Not on hold, but like literally that's just both sitting in silence. And he goes, yeah, I just watched another YouTube video. It doesn't look too bad. Like it looks like it's something that most people would probably be able to kind of figure out and do. And I was like, okay, I can't remember his name. So I'm just going to say, I was like, all right, Robert, I need to talk to your superior about this. Cause I was like, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. I bought a controller for $150 and in 6 months it broke. And the LB button for me is a big button. All of my games, all my first person shooters, and I play a lot of them, that's my jump button. I jump with LB. So I hit that button a lot. And Burke and I played a lot of speed runs in Halo, which has a lot of jumping. I was like, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is one of the most essential buttons I have on this controller. And it's not working. Like, this is ridiculous. Send me to your superior. Sorry to do this, Robert. You sound like a good guy. I know your hands are tied because you're level 1 here, but I need to talk to somebody else. He goes, okay.
Video game joke.
Yep. And he goes, let me push you up. So I'm sitting there and it's not like hold music or anything. It's literally like I can hear him like just typing, doing whatever. He's okay. We've got you in queue right now. And I'll let you know when they're going to be here. And then I could hear it go. That was for like, 5 minutes. He said 5 minutes from there. And then he said that. Then I get the hold music. 15 minutes later, he goes, yep, still trying to push you up to my superior. 15 minutes later of hold music. Well, we're still trying to get you up to one of my bosses. 15 minutes later. I was on the phone for an hour and a half. 45 minutes of which we're not talking, was just sitting on hold waiting for someone else.
Wow.
And finally he goes, hey, it's jammed, dude. They're not, he didn't say dude, but he goes, it's jammed.
It's
we
jammed,
can't,
bro. Sorry, bro. I've been eating.
Dude, sorry, it's gnarly, man. It's gnarly.
It's absolutely jammed. I don't think I'm going to be able to get him to talk to you tonight. Can you, I'm going to give them your number and they're going to give you a call as soon as they're available, so you don't have to just sit here on hold. He's like, it should be tomorrow morning probably is when we'll get a hold of you, because I think we're kind of shutting down for the night, so we'll get a hold of you tomorrow morning. Never got that call. Absolutely never got that call. I was like, are you serious? And the problem is, like, I can't, it's going to sound stupid, but that stupid Elite controller, I can't like play without it. Those buttons are so essential for almost every game I play now, having those back paddles and having the triggers that way. So it's like they've got you hooked. You're addicted to that stuff and there's no way you're getting away from it. So they're like, we don't have to really pay attention to your needs, to your wants.
Is that run by the 343 customer service?
Oh, gosh.
3 for 3.
Well, okay, so no. This actually ties in perfectly because this is something else that really makes me angry, which is, okay, at this point in my life, I've realized that basically only like 1 or 2 companies, as far as video games are concerned, are actually like helpful in any way, shape, or form. Aside from that, everyone else is obviously out for, profit. And I get that. I mean, everyone is at the end out for profit. But some of them like go above and beyond to show like, hey, you're the customer and you're always wrong unless you're paying me, and then you're still wrong. But anyway, the point is that 3 for 3 was a great example of that. We bought the Master Chief Collection, and that game was so busted, on launch and even post launch, like working with the online stuff. We would sit there for 3 hours and play only 2 matches of the online because it just couldn't find connection.
Yeah.
Well, for you and I, Brian, we lived together during that. We were trying to find games early. We would literally set it up, let it search for a game, and then we turn on Super Smash Brothers and play Smash until the game was found.
Which was like a lot.
Wow.
We could put on like 99 lives and still have time. Like it was ridiculous, like how much time we had to wait. But okay, so like I guess I'll kind of jump from that into another one, which is talking about games again because we're on the topic. I hate teammates. Like I'm sorry, like random, like unless I know you.
Randoms.
That's exactly randoms. If I don't know you in person, I can't trust you anymore. Like I've realized that in video games.
I can't trust you.
I can't count on anybody but the people I know in these games. So that's one. But anyway, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole because I'll sit there and talk all night about my awful experiences in Overwatch.
I actually have a funny story, kind of like Mike's first story. So I was driving the other day, and it was a long trip, cross country or cross Texas, whatever you want to say. So I get a call. I noticed, oh God, it's one of those calls. Connecticut, California, who knows, somewhere. Answer it, and I'm like, I don't have anything else to do, so I talk to the guy. Oh, hello, sir. Can you, we have information that your computer is breached. I'm like, oh, okay, awesome.
They called the IT guy and told him his computer was breached.
I was like,
Here we go.
yeah, I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun. So, needless to say, I answer the phone, sounding kind of like a southern old lady. So, like, oh, okay, sweetheart, yeah, let's do that. What do I need to do?
Your name is John Berg, but you tried.
No. He doesn't know my name. Like they just go, sir, ma'am. I don't know.
Okay,
It was something along those points. But I just pretended like I was just a southern idiot. So anyway, I'm sitting here. We continue on for I don't know how long trying to get this thing fixed. I mean, we go through. We start at. He goes, "Can you open up Internet Explorer?" And I go, "Well, my grandson told me not to use Internet Explorer. It was bad." So, well, he goes, "Well, what about? Do you use it? How do you access the internet?" I was like, "Well, I've got this little icon with like two little foxes like trying to eat each other's tails." And he goes, "Firefox? Sure, honey. Let's go with that." He goes, "Well, click on that." So I wait. Okay, it comes up and nothing's happening. He goes, well, can you type in the search bar? Oh, yes, sir. So I start typing, and I was like, what do you want me to type? And he goes, go to, I don't know, 123rescue.com, something like that. So I go, well,
I was fully expecting him to try and put you into like the command prompt or something.
I know, right? Yeah. So I was like, so I typed it in, and I go, nothing's happening. Are you here to fix that? And he goes, well, are you connected to the internet? I'm like, I think so. And so I was like, he goes, are you in wireless? No, I'm plugged in. My computer's charging. And so I don't know. I mean, we just continue on, and finally we get to the point where I think he realizes I'm fucking with him, and he just hangs up because.
Oh yeah. So, yeah. I'm shocked you let him get that far.
Oh yeah.
I had one of those the other day. I was on an Xbox party. I put it on speaker, and I was letting the guy talk. He says, "Okay." And he goes, "Have you been searching? Have you been on the web lately? Have you been on the internet?" And I'm like, "Yes." He's like, "Have you been using Internet Explorer?" I said, "Yes." He's like, have you been going to different sites, like multiple sites?" I said, "Oh my gosh, yes." He's like, "Your computer could be at risk." I was like, "Oh no, oh God, oh what do I do? Please help me, And the guy's like, it's okay, I can help you out here." And I said, "Hang on, let me go get my computer." And says, "Okay, now open it up and log in." I said, "Log in." Okay, I have to remember my password. I said, "Okay, hang on. Okay, I'm in." Yeah, he tells me to go. He tells me to press Control-Alt-Delete, and I say, "What?" He says, Control key. Press the Control key." And I said, "Oh, that one fell off. I've lost control." And then he goes, "It's okay. There's two of them. It's okay. Just press the other one. It's to the right of the space bar." I said, "Oh, my iPad doesn't have that." He's like, "Wait, what?" He said, "I thought you said you had Windows." I said, "I do, but my MacBook doesn't have the control key." He's like, "No." He goes, "There's two control keys." He like completely ignores the fact that I didn't say anything Windows. Yeah. Press the other control key. I said, "That one's gone too. I've lost all control." He goes, "It's okay." I said, "I got all these windows open." He goes, "It's okay. Just press escape." I said, "I can't. That one's gone too. I can't escape." He goes, "Okay, there's another way we can do it." And you go to your browser. And he goes, "Your Internet Explorer, Chrome, whatever you use." And I said, "I use Netscape. Is that okay?" He's like, "Yeah." He completely ignored me. He goes, "Yeah, no problem." I said, "Is it a problem that I already have my MySpace page up, or could I close out of it or minimize it?" Or he's like, "No, that's fine." I said, "Okay, hang on one second." I said, "It's not loading up." "Oh, I'm not on the internet." And then I dialed it up on my phone. You guys can cue this in if you want, but I dialed up on my phone the dial-up sound, modem sound. I said, "Hang on one second," and I started started going off. I let it go for a minute, and I yelled, "Mom!" my computer's at risk. And he goes, fuck you. And he hung up. Oh, God. That was brilliant.
That's amazing.
Damn, you guys are good.
I didn't even get that far.
My conversations were really never ever that good. I tried this back in the day. This is back when I lived with my parents in Michigan. So like 2007, almost 10 years ago, I was doing this. I would get the call in, and there's this one guy. He was like, we want you to come to Branson, Missouri. And he's trying to sell me on visiting Branson, Missouri and all the things that you can do there. And so this guy was like, all right, sir, do you have a wife? I was like, well, yes, I do. This is 2007. I'm not even dating at this point. I was like, yes, I do. And I don't remember the name I made up, so I'll say Elena, whatever. I was like, yeah, I've got my wife, Elena. I don't know why I'm talking in a Southern accent at this point. He had one, I didn't. I was like, yeah, I've got my wife, Elena. He's like, all right, sir. Well, so let's think about the things that you'd want to do with you and your wife, Elena, while we're here. And he'd go through and talk through some things. Like, oh, yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. Sounds like a lot of fun. And he's trying to sell a timeshare in Branson, Missouri. I was like, these are some good things to do. He's like, yeah, they're really fun. You and your wife should come out here. You know, you can come out, you get a timeshare, you'll be able to come out for 3 weeks at a time if you want it, or you can break it up. And he sells a little bit more of it, telling me like what he can do. I was like, oh, that's good. I don't know if I'd be able to do 3 weeks though. We just had twins about a year and a half ago, about 18 months, I think I said. Hopefully I said, because otherwise year and a half never seems to work. Everybody says months. I was like, yeah, I had twins about 18 months ago. And he's like, oh, we'll bring them too. I was like, I don't know. They're really not that in for flying. He's like, well, where do you live? I was like, well, I live in, I was like, I can't remember what state I said, but I said something around there. So I said, maybe like in Indiana or Kentucky or like Kansas, something that was a little bit closer. Wherever it was, and I had it to be at about like a 3 or 4 hour drive. And he's like, well, you don't need to be flying out there for that. You can just drive it. That's only a couple hours away. I was like, I don't know. Driving with the car with them is not really good. And then I started just going into all these problems that my children were having with sleeping. They weren't being very, I couldn't get them to sleep. And cars definitely ruined that. Cars were really bad for that, and they kept them awake. And I didn't want to have to drive that long with the babies, and they were going to be awake the whole night, and it would just kind of ruin the whole thing. And I'm not joking. I got this guy to talk to me for about an hour and a half about different ways that I could help my kids sleep.
Wow.
And then at the very end, he's like, okay, well, can I count on your sale for Branson, Missouri? I was like, no, I'm good.
That's wonderful.
And then just like, yeah, man, I'm done. No, hang up.
See, at least you guys had real people call you. Like I get the robot, so I just adopted the silent treatment where it goes. It starts off with a woman's voice usually saying, "Hello, can you hear me?" And then I don't say anything, and it goes, "Great, okay, well, let's get started."
I know.
So I'm like, damn, they got so lazy about the calls.
I know it's kind of
No, that's the one. That's the one where they're trying to get you to say yes, and they get you to say your name later. And they record those, so they don't even do anything. So I try, whenever I'm talking to these people, I try not to say anything in the affirmative at all. I try and make everything really wishy-washy.
Well, I mean, like the only time I've ever gotten, I want to say kind of caught, even though it doesn't really matter because they were trying to scam me, like with one of those things was like, I thought it was a robot. So when I answered, I kept going, fart, 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 fart. And then the person goes, excuse me? I'm like, it's like, well, you're trying to scam me, so gotta go. But
Wow.
yeah.
That's
I
funny.
had one. I was driving, and I was pulling into a parking lot, and this guy calls me and tells me that he's like, "Sir, we have to talk." And he actually sounds like decently official. I was like, okay. Excuse me. He sounded official and like he knew what he was talking about. He was getting to the point. But he still had like a thick accent, but he sounded very confident. It wasn't like he was trying to read from a script. It sounded sort of legit right off the bat. He's like, I'm agent, whatever, with the IRS or whatever the proper thing is beforehand. And we've got to let you know that something's going on with your returns, or you did something wrong and that you're going to end up owing money. Can you give me your address so we can start figuring out how we can go about to resolving this? And he was actually speaking very eloquently. And so I was actually concerned. I was like, oh crap, did something happen? I don't know if something happened.
1, 2, 3, 4 Hamburger Lane.
I was like, okay, before we start,
Don't give away my address.
I was like, okay, before we start, and wherever I was, I pulled up and I had Wi-Fi. This is before the days where you could do like checking the internet and talk on the phone at the same time. So I pulled up wherever I was and I got into Wi-Fi. I was like, oh, can I, if I'm going to talk to you, I'm going to definitely need to know your name and your badge number or employee ID number, whatever you can give me, so I can actually verify this with other people. And he's like, yep, my name is, and he said something along the lines like a John Smith, like one of the most basic names you could do. It was like, I don't know, Tim Johnson. And I, you sort of feel bad because I'm going, this guy has a really thick accent from, it sounds like an Indian accent, and his name's Tim Johnson, and he's calling from Texas. Like, this is just like, none of these things are adding up. And so I start checking to see where the Texas IRS field office is, and I don't really find anything. So I'm going, okay, well, sir, hold on. I'm just checking you out to make sure you're approved. And then I start Googling. I'm like, can the IRS call me about things? And it says, no, they are not legally allowed to call you. They have to get a hold of you in the mail first. They have to send you something officially to your address. I was like, okay, sir. So what are you wanting? He's like, we're going to need your address. I was like, aha, this is not official. I was like, are you sure you need my address? And he's like, yeah, I'm sure we need to get this going. I'm going to need your address. I'm going to end up needing your social security number. We need to go through and make sure that we just need to verify your identity to make sure I'm talking to the right person. I was like, sir, you do realize that the IRS does have to officially mail me a document initially to start any kind of inquiry about me. He goes, I just hear a static on the line for a hot second. Click. I was like, win again.
Well, and that brings up another one that gets to me, and I'm sure you guys have dealt with this, is pathological liars. Like, people like that. That's something that absolutely drives me insane, is when people are just known to lie.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, like, give just an example the other day, and it's not even about important things. It's not even like somebody's lying to scam me. It's just like people just lie about just things in general.
You're beautiful,
like,
Brian.
See, Burke, now that's the honesty I like. Anyway, moving. I'm not going to second guess that whatsoever. No, but like I had a person in my class the other day, right? And I'm going to let you in on the big secret. Everybody gets to pass the class regardless of what they score on the test, because they get to keep their jobs. You know what I mean? But the person I go over and I see their score, or I go to look at their score, and they go, oh, I accidentally closed out of it, and I got such and such percentage, and I'm like, oh, okay, and because it doesn't really matter, I just need to basically put a check mark in a box, right? So I sit down at my desk, and my person who they're called a super user, but they basically are a fellow employee of that person, but is a little bit more trained, comes over to me and says, by the way, did you write down her percentage? And I go, yeah, I sure did. And they go, what did they say it was? And I said whatever they said it was. And the lady goes, that's not what they got. They actually failed the exam terribly. They're a known pathological liar at the office. I'm like, oh,
whoa,
cool.
Wow.
It doesn't matter for the class whatsoever, but it's one of those things where I'm like, oh, you're an actual adult with, I won't say what their job is, but they're an important enough person to where I was like, you shouldn't be a liar. But yeah, so I hate liars. That's the short version of that story.
You always have those people that tell these egregious stories about what they've done and what they've accomplished.
Yeah.
There's throughout your life, they tell you these stories like, hanging on one-handed to a roller coaster as the roller coaster unhinged the guardrail and they pulled themselves back in and rebuckled themselves, all while doing a loop-de-loop.
Or jumped a 4-lane highway on a snowboard.
Yep. Definitely. Yep. That one. They've potentially they died on a walk home. They clinically died, and then they came back to life. Not like, it was so cold. Well, so they died, and they were only gone for 30 seconds, but they died on the way home.
And then also the time that individual might have invented a new paintball barrel gun for paintball. That was so coveted that it was literally just a garden hose that had holes drilled through it. Or the time that they had a full ride to West Point Military Academy waiting for them.
Everyone who goes to West Point gets a full ride.
Yeah, well, but they were being recruited by West Point.
Recruited. They didn't apply. Get the Senate or Congress nomination.
No, none of that.
No, those are all just random examples and not based on somebody that Craig and I might have known.
No, these are completely random facts.
Absolutely. Speaking of random facts, I would love to learn something today.
Oh.
I read that and I was looking for a segue. It didn't have that up. I was trying to Google a segue.
You were Googling a
I was Googling a pun about lying and I couldn't find one.
Oh my gosh.
Shit.
And then it got quiet and then I went back. You guys are all staring at me like I'm the asshole.
So speaking of segues,
That was a good one. That was a good one at one time.
Wow. What has two wheels and a gyroscope? A Segway. All right, here we are. Go ahead. That's your pun. Go for it.
And its owner drives off a cliff.
That's right, which we proved was true.
Oh my,
God.
All right, pull it up.
Well, how the hell do I segue into that? Just literally.
We just did. You were already in it. You son of a bitch. You've learned it twice now. You could just.
all right, Mike, just describe what you got for us today.
Okay. Well, speaking of segues,
This is as smooth as sandpaper.
what has two wheels and you can ride on it standing up? It's a Segway. Hey, here we go. Let's go. I'm gonna do a quiz.
Oh my God.
If there's one thing that everyone loves in this world, it's a pun.
Oh my God.
I myself love to tell punny jokes. Craig knows about it. Craig likes to sit silently when I try to tell him something.
I'm silently facepalming.
Yes. Well, I wrote a little quiz
Here's a little
about
song I wrote.
little quiz I wrote about puns. I'm going to give you guys the beginning of a pun, and you guys have to finish it
Okay.
of the joke.
So you're throwing up the alley oop. We have to dunk it in.
Yeah, there you go.
Talk about a Segway. Play the music.
So there'll be 1 point for getting the answer that I have written down.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also, you can get an additional point, or you can match the point, basically up to 2 points based on how I feel about your answer. So if it's not what I was looking for, but it's better than what I was looking for, you better believe you're getting 2 points.
Fair enough.
So here we go. It's
So,
going to be.
I have an order if you
Okay.
want from last week, and it's going to be Brian, Burke, and Craig.
Sounds good.
All right. So first one is, I used to be a banker, but.
I used to be a banker, but then I learned to drive straight.
I see it. You took that in a totally different direction. Completely different direction.
Oh, he banked hard away from that one.
Yeah. Well,
Oh wow. Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I used to be a banker. I got nothing.
But then they kept telling me what to do.
I know. I was trying to go with tell her.
That's all. That's
I was
all
like, but I
had.
couldn't tell
Well,
her.
I'm gonna give Brian a point for creativity. It was,
Yeah!
the answer I was looking for was, I used to be a banker, but I lost interest. All right, the next pun is, I don't trust these stairs because.
they're on the decline.
They're going straight to hell.
Whoa! That hit dark real fast. Wow.
Wait a minute. My banking thing was off the wall, but that one just was like, oh wait, we're on a stairway, but like it's like
I could have got Stairway to Heaven.
yeah, that's what I was expecting. But like,
Yeah, you would be okay.
you went from highway to hell to stairway to hell. Okay,
All right, Greg.
I was gonna say, can you lead me off again?
I don't trust these stairs because.
They're they were not on the decline, but I was gonna say they're a down step or something along those lines. It's the same kind of idea Brian had, but
Well,
I was trying to say down step in
I'm gonna
it.
give you guys both. I'm gonna be generous. Both a point. What I was looking for was, I don't trust these stairs because they're always up to something. So you guys just went the other direction. Burke, you went way the other direction, so you get no points.
I was trying to think of a way to say up, but it felt like it was, a negative thing. I don't trust these or whatever, however you said it. It was very
they're
like
on the up and up or whatever.
So I was trying to figure out what it was, and I was wanting to use up, especially after Brian said the down thing, but I couldn't think of anything.
Our next pun is, I'm so curious to see how the rest of this is going to go. Why don't programmers like nature?
Ooh, why don't programmers like nature? Because because I got nothing. I got nothing on this one.
Lead me off again, Mike.
Why don't programmers like nature?
Well, you know, they don't really like going outside and getting burnt, but the sea is a plus.
Okay.
Involve hell somehow.
Straight to hell.
There's too many pythons.
Craig's on a roll.
I got nothing.
I know nothing about programmers, so like anything Craig says, I'm like,
Why don't programmers like nature? Because there's too many bugs was what I was looking for. Craig, you definitely get a point for creativity on that. All right,
that's good.
The guy who invented the door knocker. I can't really make that into a question. The guy who invented a door knocker got a Nobel Prize. Okay. Let's see. Why are claustrophobic people more productive thinking?
What?
Because they hate being inside the box.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Yeah.
They hate thinking inside the box.
Okay, yeah. That's right. Craig, you're fast, so we'll give you a point.
I think this one we kind of just have to say
Yeah,
something
we're
because
gonna have
otherwise it's going to have to be a first come first serve.
Okay. Let's see. A new type of broom just came out.
It's really sweeping up the competition.
We'll say I was going to do something along the same lines, but it's giving the competition a clean, or it's flying off the shelves. It's a clean sweep or something like that.
Yeah, I got nothing.
That I was looking for. A new type of broom came out. It's sweeping the nation. So yes.
Oh, Craig.
Okay.
Let's see. I want to see where you guys go with this one. I once got into so much debt that I couldn't even afford my electricity bills.
Wait, what? What? Wait, like the joke is after that.
You have to finish. Yeah.
Shocking, isn't it?
There you go. That's good.
Okay,
I guess the lights are out on this joke.
Ooh.
Oh!
Okay.
I was trying. Set me up again, Mike. One more time.
There is no joke. I have a serious problem, guys. I can't pay my electric bill.
Yeah. Once I got into so much debt, I couldn't even afford my electricity bills.
God, I have no idea on this one. I give up. I literally got nothing on this.
Those were the darkest times of my life.
Damn.
I'll give Burke and Craig a half a point for that.
My brain kept going back to Watt, and I was like, how does Watt fit into this? And I'm like, it doesn't.
Nice. I didn't even think of
That's
that.
good.
That's a good association.
Who is the roundest knight at King Arthur's Round Table?
Circumference.
Oh, Greg got it. There you go. Circumference.
Well done.
So far in this quiz, I think Craig's ready to be a dad.
Yeah, he's got the
right.
dad jokes going.
He's
The police were called to a daycare.
Ooh, for kidnapping,
That's
Yeah. Okay. Let me think of something.
but like the child's sleeping, so it's kidnapping.
For a kidnapping.
Yeah.
that's good.
It was a real jungle gym out there.
Oh,
God.
wow.
I got nothing.
Burke's like, because the
Police were
children are all
called
in
to a
hell.
daycare. Where a 3-year-old was resisting arrest. So
in the nap thought process.
We'll give Brian a point for that. Sure. Here's another dark one for you, Burke. My friend's bakery burned down last night.
What is hell? Oh, we're not playing Jeopardy.
Wait,
Shit.
wait. You ready for this? Are you ready? But it's like, I could tell because I could hear him holla. Get it? Like holla bread?
Cricket noise.
No! Holla bread is a real fucking bread. I could hear him holla.
Well, the other three of us didn't really get it.
Yeah, well, it's clever. It's above your head, shithead. So
little too meta on the bread jokes.
He was so confident. I got this.
holla bread. It's a thing.
All right. My friend's bakery burned down last night.
Good thing I liked burnt toast.
Greg, you got anything?
I really don't. I can't even think of anything
The
like
dark
stupid
bread
funny.
rises.
No, it's my friend's See, Brian, you ruined it. You had a good one, or you had a bad one, but you could have used that one. No, it was now his business is toast, so Burke gets the point.
There you go.
Why is Peter
Good
Pan
way to think.
terrible fighter?
Why? Oh, because his hits never land.
Brian got it.
Yeah.
The other day, I held the door open for a clown.
It was no laughing matter.
Oh. Lead me off again.
The other day, I held the door open for a clown.
And 43 of them came out.
Burke, you got anything?
No.
What I was looking for was the other day, I held the door open for a clown. I thought it was a nice gesture.
Anyone get a point for that?
I will give half a point, both of you. You
Take
actually
it.
came up with something.
Fuck you.
Burke's like, the clown was in hell.
When in doubt.
I was going to look for my missing watch.
But I didn't have the time.
Oh, that was what it. Damn you. Damn you.
But I could never find the time, is what I was looking for. Good job, Craig.
Yeah, that was the answer.
I used to have a fear of speed bumps.
But then you got over it.
But I got a 5.
Brian.
I slowly got over it. Let's see. I knew a guy who collected candy canes.
That bastard sucked on them and turned them into vicious weapons.
And then what the hell?
Wow.
Can you say it again,
I
Mike?
knew a guy who collected candy canes.
And he was very short.
Wait, he was hooked.
Oh, that's good.
That's pretty good.
I was going to be. He's very short man.
I was trying to
But
think of
I
something
get
with
nothing.
a wreath, like a candy cane wreath, but I got nothing.
They were all in mint condition.
Oh.
All right. Last two here. Don't trust people that do acupuncture.
They're backstabbers.
Oh, there
Full
it
of
is.
holes.
Backstabbers.
Oh, I like
What
Burks.
do you say?
He goes, they're full of holes.
What?
like what they say is they're full of holes. I get it.
Okay. All right,
I like that
last one. Why did the pig stop sunbathing?
To roll around on the mud.
Because it was starting to bacon.
He was starting to fry.
Cause he was.
Because he would do
Anything
anything for them.
Because he was turning pink. I don't fucking know.
Craig got it. It's because he was baking in the heat.
I knew it was someone
That's
with
a-
bacon, but I was like, I couldn't.
Bacon in the heat. Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Wow.
Wow.
That's good. Did you write down scores or do I need to say them, Mike?
I didn't write down nothing.
Okay, good. I did my job. Woo! All right. Craig comes in first with 8.
Nice.
8 points.
Brian close second with 7 though, and then I had 2.5.
So Burke, you are not ready to be a dad.
No,
No.
not at all.
I like how that's just become a thing where they call them dad jokes now, but it's like, as far as I'm concerned, they're just good jokes.
Oh, yeah.
That's debatable.
But no, come on.
No, come on. I mean,
Craig's gonna be the one telling the waitresses and memorizing their names.
oh yeah,
Plus
yeah.
one, I already do that.
yeah.
It's just good manners.
He just walks in and says, "Hi, darling." Oh, geez. Oh, this
I'm
is.
just
Yeah,
saying,
that's-
you
that's
take
Southern-
the time and
he's
you
living
realize their
South
name's
too long.
Angie from the get-go. I did that when I was up in Michigan. It's easier to be like, oh, hey, Angie, and it's just a lot easier. Or, hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Wait, why do you say
Or
Steve's
Mr.
name like
Pasta?
that? You called Angie normal, but then you're like, "Hey, Steve." Like, why didn't
Because his name is Steve.
Urkel?
Yes.
Yes, Panda.
Go away, Steve.
Wait, Panda.
Hey, you know what?
What?
Because we're talking about Steve Urkel, you know what he always did?
What's that?
He always got dunked on.
Hey, Burke, what do you call a basketball player that always misses dunks?
He's going to hell.
Alley whoops. You just got dunked on.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Fellas, you think we could listen to the radio or something?
Radio? Who needs a radio? Ready, Harry?
both pointing to nothing. Craig's pointing down to nothing. Brian's pointing over to nothing.
I'm pointing to the timer.
I'm pointing. Mike was like waving like this, so I was like, "Oh, Mike's got something to jump in on."
Oh,
so
I was waving at Dad in the background.
oh,
Yeah, I saw your dad move around back there.
hey, Dad. Mike says hi, and so does Craig, and so does Burke. They're all looking at you. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Because we're talking about Steve Urkel, you know what he always did?
What's that?
He always got dunked on. That's bad.
I was waiting. I was like, "Oh man, he's going deep on this." Like,
He's got something cool.
Here it comes. Here it comes. That was as good as my segue.
well, I was waiting because I'm like, oh,
I thought I had something and I didn't.
no. In Family Members, the son Eddie was a basketball player, so I was like, oh shit, he's gonna tie this back to Eddie and getting dunked on, and this is gonna be this really tight moment, and I'm like, oh shit, here it comes, and then he's like, Steve Urkel, fuck that guy, right? No, he's an ow. I was like, oh, all right, I guess that's where we are.
Speaking of segues,
Speaking of segues, get dunked on.
Play the end music. Oh my god, that was awful.
that was the worst quiz ever.
It was,
I had fun with it.
yeah, no, it was good. It was solid.
Brian, we're gonna have a fun editing this.
No, this is gonna be me listening for 3 hours and then sending you like 15 pages of notes.
How many NCAA basketball players does it take to change a light bulb? Only one. He gets money, a car, and 3 credit hours for it. Why did the chicken cross the basketball court?
To get dunked on.
Because it heard the referee was blowing fouls. What?
Oh, I like that. That's a good one.
I didn't read the answer until I read it out loud. And that's terrible. Oh my god.
Oh wow.
What should you? Oh my god, these are dark. What should you do if you find 3 Los Angeles Laker basketball fans buried up to their neck in cement?
Oh god.
Keep burying him.
Get more cement. These are terrible.
What do you call 12 millionaires around the TV watching the NBA Finals? The
Owners.
Detroit Pistons.
I was listening to Detroit Pistons.
Hey Burke, what do you call a basketball player that always misses dunks?
He's going to hell.
Alley whoops. Burke got dunked on.
Oh, I'll use that. That'll be a lot better than anything else.
I was gonna wait. Say the joke again, Mike. Set it up.
What do you call a basketball player that always misses dunks?
No idea.
Burke trying to finish a podcast.
You just got
No, we're gonna use the actual good one. I just wanted to.
Okay.
That's awesome.
That's why I said, hey Burke.
Yeah. Hey, Burke.
You missed his dunk on.